Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to your favorite live MidHeathen special with your favorite hosts, Hades and Hermes.
Hopefully you guys are doing well. It is hump day in these parts. This is our live show that we do for the MidHeathen podcast in between our taping that we do for our episodes. We get together every other week. So hopefully you guys are doing well. Hi, everybody in the chat.
Shout out to you, Romero. We got you this week.
We got you, sure. Romero. And also, Kayla, I see you. I sent you an email. I don't know if you got it, but I saw that you were on my channel for a reading, and then I lost you. So let me know if you would like a reading from both of us today, or if you want one each, or if you want to get a reading from me on Saturday. Just let me know. But we appreciate your donation. Thank you guys, everybody. We appreciate your support. We got to get to Rome, and then also anybody else who has made any donations. We'll be doing readings in order that we receive them, starting with our level 3 subscribers. So if you're a level 3 subscriber and you would like to get your reading, let us know.
Thank you,
Kayla. Thank you, but still, let me know if you want that reading. And just a big thank you to all of our level 2 and level 3 people like Catherine Marie, Michelle, Paula, Hera, Jessica, and Kayla. Thank you so much, you guys. We really appreciate it.
And we love that you show up to the lives, every single one of you. It is a very, 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 very appreciated. Okay, we won't act brand new when we get all super famous.
We're working on it. I can't believe we've been doing the podcast for over a year now.
Season 2.
I know, we're in season 2. Thank you, Jessica. That's sweet of you. You're donating that. So in order, we've got Rome. We're happy to give you a one question or one card offer. Thanks, Kayla, for your donation. Also would love to do the reading if you'd like it. And we've also got Michelle. Do you want to take Rome?
I'll take Rome, yeah.
Cool.
The card we have for you, Rome, is the Knight of Swords, leaping to the right conclusions. The Strength card speaks to the integrity of heart behind what actions you're taking. This is not Virgo, it's Gemini, so there's no analysis here. You have an idea, you're leaping forward, experience is showing you the experience or the nature of what it is you're leaping towards. This is you, okay? This is you coming into information, and Knight of Swords is usually a message coming to you, but I feel like the Strength is being emboldened with this Leo energy of courage to share your message before you have all the details. You're leaping to the right conclusions, okay? So it's definitely something to keep in mind. Whatever you feel on your mind to communicate, don't inhibit yourself, say it. But this could also be you receiving a very important message this week too. So, carry that spirit of the night.
I have to ask also, though, with the Strength card and the Knight of Swords, did you determine, are you the daddy? Because if I remember correctly, there was a sense of you trying to get a reading. You were potentially moving. You had stuff going on with girlfriend. You thought she was pregnant. Is that news in relation to the child? Are you the daddy? I have to ask. I'm emotionally invested at this point. I have to ask.
Let's get it.
Hi, everyone in the chat. What's up, Super Sunny? Welcome back. Kayla, I would, first of all, I want to thank you for your donation, but also, what question? I remember the last time you were on my live on Saturday, you were still working through some of the stuff in regards to your dad, asking if it cleared up, but do you have a different question? Let me know. Mike has come back from Florida smoking a vape.
A nicotine vape.
A vape.
I can buy weed there, so that was the next best thing.
Kayla said, I've had lots to clear with this eclipse energy, and it was really heavy. I'd love to hear some positive light messages. I could use it ready for summer. Look at you, fucking puff, smoky smoke. I'm gonna call you Little Puffer.
Puff Daddy.
Call you Little Puffer.
I like Little Puffer, yeah.
Oh, man. That eclipse, dude, let me tell you something. Even though, the solar eclipse in Taurus was supposed to be exciting and stuff, it was a shit show. And when that hit, I was like, man, the next one's gonna be even more gnarly. My nodes got squared by the eclipse. I have 4 planets in Scorpio. I was like, I'm fucking melting.
He's gonna find out October. October.
You can't find out until October, the first week of November. You're welcome. I feel like Mari right now.
Thank you,
I'm sure if that is your kid, you'll be a really good daddy, because you really care.
Ooh.
I mean, here's the thing. There's some magical banishing going on right now. You know, there's definitely some magical banishing. The Magician coming up with the 5 of Swords and the Ace of Cups tells me that you set in motion. Yeah, he's flashing his magician shirt right now. You've set in motion that you're disconnecting and rising above anything that does not feel high vibrational or anything that does not feel like love. Like, I know you're trying to be unconditional, but you're also realizing that to some extent it can have a really kind of negative effect on you if you're too open and too accepting. The 5 of Swords is just choosing not to associate with anything that does not feel good. The Magician's also talking about you realizing that you can get kind of lost in the illusions of things, or there can be a sense of you allowing to let life happen to you if you continue involving yourself with certain individuals that are going to be somehow kind of like lowering the vibe. Thankfully, Ace of Cups does talk about like healing or anything in regards to being able to kind of level up and fill your own cup, not feeling like you need to like apologize for what you love, who you love, what you're doing, like trying to like really pursue passion. The Ace of Cups also makes me feel like there's like lots of opportunities for like romantic shifts and relationship shifts that are coming as a result of this eclipse. If I remember correctly, you have Aquarius placements in the 5th house. So this eclipse was meant to really make your heart feel very heavy, asking you like, what do you love? What do you enjoy? What are you doing for your love life, for your romantic life? What are you creating, right? So if you felt with the eclipse that things were very heavy, it was about being able to set boundaries and create space so that way you can actually like give birth to these creative projects, spend more time with your children, like honor your inner child, be able to protect a romantic partner. So in the end, it's actually quite positive, but to me, it seems like you're really kind of shaking out things that might have even been like invisible, or forces that were around you that really weren't making you feel good, and learning to kind of tune into your intuition and kind of going like, you know, if something doesn't feel good, I'm not going to try to rationalize it. I'm not going to make excuses. I'm not just going to shun that away. I'm going to listen to what my intuition is telling me. Even if I can't see it, I'm going to focus on creating the life that I want. I'm just reading your messages. Yes, I'm setting boundaries, not just unconditional love and like that, just because it hurts me. Yeah. And that part of that is love. Unfortunately for like Libra risings, there's been a lot of like realizing that we can't be like pushovers anymore, that we can't just like kind of say yes to everything because we want to please people, that in itself is not really balanced or like actually like loving ourselves. I say this because I'm a Libra rising too, like you. I have Aquarius basement like you. But this to me seems like you're realizing that there's been too much people pleasing or too much just saying yes or kind of letting your guard down, which has actually created problems in the long run because people just are like taking from you and they become expecting. And then you feel like you're just constantly giving to people and like there is no end, right? So to me, this is like a real leveling up, filling your own cup. And really kind of like focusing on avoiding conflict down the road by kind of just like nipping things in the bud early on. So that way people aren't like expecting of you. So very positive, lots of healing energy in that sense. I'm happy to see that.
Boom.
Looks like Romero narrowly escaped that situation. I'm glad that you were safe.
What the universe wants me to know about my nerves test on Friday for Follow Your Heart. Let's see what we got. We got the World. We got the Knight of Cups reversed and the Queen of Swords reversed. So I feel like with the World, you're going to pass that nerves test. Follow your intuition as far as study methods. I think that outside of that, the Knight of Cups reversed is balancing with the Queen of Swords to make a lot more professional your artistic approach, especially after the nerves test. You know, that the World card is literally talking about you completing, obviously a test completes a lesson you've learned. You're completing that. The Knight of Cups is resituating what you're passionate about, what you're doing, and the Queen of Swords is professional advice to align that correctly. So I think with the Knight of Cups reversed, you have the passion, you don't have the direction. And so this is going to help turn this upright and guide you along. And after you complete this, there could be a sense of emptiness with this lack of direction. Like, what do I do next? And this is where the Queen of Swords will really align a lot more intuitively with the professional direction of what to do after you pass this test. But the World of Card upright means I think you're going to really pass this with flying colors. So congratulations.
What's up, Kirsten? What's up, MK? I'm just seeing you guys. Paula, what's going on? You want that reading? What would you like to know? Looks like you're agreeing with Kayla. No more sacrifice. We've got, yeah. Paula, once you let me know what you would like me to read on, I'll read for you. Then we've got Michelle, Rachel, and I see Jessica, who's also in the queue.
That was for a donation, I feel.
Let's see.
She said, I'll donate mine to the chat. Oh, okay.
Cheese and Crackers fan. Thank you very much, Jessica. Appreciate you. We're happy to give you a reading for your donation, too. Some genius about to exchange in this biatch. The moon's in Cap right now, huh? You feeling it?
Oh, yeah. It's grounded. I feel more like myself.
Let's see. Paula.
Sun is on my rising, too, exactly.
How are you feeling? I'm surprised you're not a chatterbox right now.
Right. I mean, shit.
Oh, it's the retrograde. Oh, here we go. Here we go. What's up? Hi from Nashville. Paula says, I'm a Scorpio rising, Leo midheaven. I've been feeling the need to share my art on social media for years. And of course, I've been reflecting and getting my values right and intentionally create and share. Well, let's see what the cards have to say in regards to that.
Jacket is available on my website if you would like to order one. Yo. Someone said they would cop it if the design was smaller. If like this was a lot shorter.
All right, Miss Paula. Interesting cards that are coming up for you. Page of Pentacles and the High Priestess and the Seven of Pentacles tells me that you've been very focused on, if you are going to share your art, curating something that you feel like is legit, right? So the Page of Pentacles can be like this beginning process of like really perfecting something, kind of putting something together, building something, but also trying to figure out like what the value would be. So it's more than just sharing it. It's like, okay, I'm going to share it, but I have to have the specs. I need to have the details, putting a price to some of the stuff that you're actually going to possibly be selling. Because this can talk about the beginning of a business. So you're also like structuring, how do I want to do this? Do I also want to open it up and make it possible for people to pay me, for me to be able to create art for them? So it's the beginning process of that and kind of figuring out how you're going to kind of flesh that out. The High Priestess reverse, I think, has kind of talked about feeling like timing is off, or that you've been trying to kind of figure out like your vision. So how you would want a social media platform to look, how you would want a website to look, how you want to present yourself. Sometimes when the High Priestess comes up reverse, she's like, the timing is off. I don't feel like I'm ready to show this to the world. I don't feel like this is complete. There's something that makes me feel like your vision has been a little bit off. And maybe doubting yourself a little bit in terms of like whether or not you can actually bring this fully to fruition. I would say that with the High Priestess reverse, it's like really listening to either your dreams or your intuition, or like really sitting down and like vision boarding, or coming up with a plan for intuitively like releasing things. This might also deal with like privacy. So it makes me wonder, is there a sense of you wanting to release your art under a different name, under a different title? Are you wanting to do it anonymously? Are you wanting to do it separate from like whatever social media or kind of business stuff that you're doing now? Because it's kind of in the shadows. Your art might be talking about what's going on within your subconscious mind. It might be stuff that's like more like occult driven, or something that's more about just stuff that you're seeing like in a dream state. And you're trying to figure out how you can kind of shine a light on this. Seven of Pentacles is talking about taking your time and where you're planting your seeds, and being very strategic in the process of, okay, this is what I'm building, this is what I'm creating. Increments of 7, so 7 days, 7 weeks, maybe the 7th month of the year. The Seven of Pentacles is also really taking your time, once again, not just to perfect everything, but once again, figuring out what the value is, right? Like there's nothing wrong with just sharing your art to the world, but these are two cards that deal with finances. They deal with money, with values, with, could I put a price on this? Would I put this out there? Maybe I put it out there and I say it's for sale. Inquire if you're interested in buying my art. Something about that kind of makes me feel like that might be the direction to go, that if you're not entirely sure if you even want to sell it, if you want to sell original pieces, if you want to sell prints, there is a possibility of just being able to kind of put that out there and see if people are interested in it and not even put a price on it and be kind of mysterious about it with the High Priestess reversed. Just being like, if you're interested, here's my information. Everything is for sale. Please get in touch with me. And it might also create a little bit of intrigue and like bring more people in and be like, what else does she do? Can I hire her to be able to create something for me personally? Are you offering pieces that are intuitively driven? So I'm also wondering, is there a way to navigate some of your creative projects by being like, I create intuitive art, I sit down, I channel what you need to know, I take into consideration certain cosmic energies or intuitive energies, and I actually create something that's very specific to a person. Can't really put a price on that. Maybe it's going to be a service. But to me, it seems like you're kind of in the beginning process of trying to figure out like whether or not this could be something that is going to actually be like sellable or marketable, So it looks good. I think you're going to be able to do it, but I think it's a matter of kind of getting over this hump of realizing like, wow, this is something that can be tangible. This is something that can actually become sustainable, right? Upside down boobs are always good in that situation.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's amazing. It looks awesome. Who else do we have?
KMA just sent a payment.
Cool. So let's look at this. I know Michelle was on our list too. Yeah. Michelle, let's see. What did she say? I saw her up here. She pulled one card. Where is she? Where is she? Where is she? Sorry, guys. We got to scroll up. Give us just a second. Why am I not seeing this? Do you see it? You're very welcome, Paula. I want to see what you do. You have to let me know. Send me some of your stuff.
No. Is it Michelle with the
Yeah.
EO?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
She said, I know she sent something.
Oh, spin the wheel.
There
Let's
she
see
is.
what comes up. Gemini. I love you too, Michelle. Thank you, by the way. So, as a Sag rising, this eclipse is definitely tapping you into a new manifestation of your lifestyle, new money. But I think the perception around, and as a Gemini, people just like taking what we say to mean whatever. So the Page of Swords reversed to me looks like gossip. It looks like a misunderstanding around you. And it's very important because Page of Swords could also be law enforcement spying on you.
What?
People lurking on your page, you know what I mean? So I see this as a huge misunderstanding around what it is you do. And also people not knowing what the fuck it is you do. And you kind of navigating through this miscommunication by just not being involved with the Hangman. And just surrendering to people's dumbass opinions around you because it's not true. So nothing real can be threatened. But that Page of Swords reversed, I see as, coming off as trying to be malicious, but just pointless. Be very mindful of the information that you're gaining, that you're researching, because it's bullshit. It's not necessarily true, and you're going to recognize that. And you'll be able to rectify and turn that around. Page of Swords is like learning a new language, learning new information, but reversed.
I feel like that's like channeling. You're spending a lot of time like disconnected from your body, like receiving information and needing to like integrate
It's
it.
very Neptune square too. You know what I mean? It's like, it sounds true, but it's not. So like, just keep that in mind, that everything you're hearing about you, everything you're hearing about what's happening is just conjecture. It's learning the difference between opinions and truth and really navigating through that.
Interesting cards. I'm curious if she's like doing some like automatic channeling, or maybe she's like writing a book or something.
Right.
Like there might be something going on where she's starting to like receive messages in meditation or like subconsciously, and she's starting to kind of keep track of everything. I don't know if that makes sense. That's very the Swords coming up with big learning
The
mode.
positive side of it, for sure.
Yeah, there you go. All right, obviously, Rachel, we got to talk about Pajama Guy. I need to know what's going on. Rachel says, so about me and Pajama Guy, is he being faithful? Can I trust him? He's in and out still, and I'm confused again. No communication about anything related to our status or his feelings. Let's pull a card. Let's see what's going on with Pajama Guy.
Oh, she just published the book.
There you go.
That's the Ace of Pentacles I saw there too. So there could be delays in getting it out there because of just miscommunication around what you're doing. So just make sure everyone's on the same page, you know.
Feeling really connected psychically. There you go. You're doing it. All right, so let's pull a card for Rachel. Rachel, I was wondering, as a Virgo rising, with that Mars-Neptune conjunction, was it ghosty? Is that ghosty energy?
And congrats on the publishing. Yo.
I mean, that's not cheating, though, because she said, we had a few great weekends, and he ghosted me last weekend. This makes me not pleased, because the Five of Pentacles is like a lot of like getting to where you're like, okay, please, can I have some? Like, can you make time for me? Just give me a sliver of time. It's not getting enough. It's like begging for something that you shouldn't be begging for something that should just be given. Like, I feel like he's been giving regularly, spending time with you, but the Five of Pentacles is like now leaving you like out in the cold, right? The Five of Pentacles can also feel like you're not being valued, right? So there's something going on in terms of values. I see the Five of Pentacles also for you is like you realizing eventually, when you get to the other side of this, that you deserve more, that it can't be a situation where he's feeding you and then he's not, or he's showing up and then he's not. The Five of Pentacles makes me feel like you were left high and dry. So I don't know if you were also in the process of like making plans, or that you started physically or emotionally, physically or financially, like making plans for something. To go away together, to do something together. Maybe you were looking at taking off time. Maybe you were setting money aside for something. But the Five of Pentacles is like the disappointment because of the physical fallout. So you were planning on giving him a gift, making him dinner. Maybe you were saving money so you guys could go out of town, and then he doesn't show up. So there's something that's like physically kind of disappointing about this as well, that makes me feel like here's you sitting outside, bummed out, hanging out with your kid, going like, okay, I was starting to kind of make plans for us to do things together. And you didn't follow through. Yeah. I was waiting for him to hang out for the weekend. I mean, here's the thing that I'll tell you. The card that's on the bottom is the King of Swords. So it's not that he's not thinking about it, because we know that he can pick up the phone. We know that Pajama Guy has two hands and he can call and he can text you. He's capable of communicating. I think he's thinking about it. But the problem that I have here is literally the Mars-Neptune conjunction. And you have to really think of it like this. Neptune rules your 7th house of relationships. Mars rules traditionally your 3rd house of communication with other people, but also your 8th house of intimacy and depth and transformation. To me, it seems like it's time for you to have a very direct conversation with him, right? Think of what's going on right now with the Mercury retrograde. Mercury's dropping back down into Taurus pretty soon. It's going to trine Pluto in your 5th house. Mercury is your chart ruler for Virgo rising. So as it drops back down into Taurus, I would advise you to like have a heart-to-heart with him. You can do it tomorrow when the moon conjuncts Pluto, because Mercury is retrograding. You can wait until the moon comes into conjunction with Mercury in Taurus. Actually, that might be a better day to be like, listen, motherfucker, this ain't gonna work for me. I'll give you the date. You could do it tomorrow, but Mercury's not close enough. Another option is, I would say, have the conversation around May 28th. So I'm not saying it's going to take 10 days necessarily to talk to him, but that might be a better day to connect with him. But it's not a matter of whether or not he's wanting to talk to you or he's thinking about it. It's that he's gotten into this habit of knowing, like, I can reach him when I reach, she'll be there. You know, and how do you want to talk to him? You can say, hey, like, I don't understand. We've been consistent, and then you kind of left me high and dry. Like, I don't like sitting around waiting all of the time. Do not make too much time for him, because this is saying you have other responsibilities. And it's really, moms can use that word. It's he needs to kind of grow up and like really master his communication and not look at it as like he can kind of come and go depending on, you know, whether or not he feels like communicating. I do not see other people. I see a selfish man. I just want to reiterate that. I see him being selfish. I'm not happy about it, Rachel. I'm not happy about it, which is why when he comes back, he better bring more than just pajamas, okay? Like, I want to see him paying your bills, you know? Like, you're a Virgo rising. It should impress you if he like buys you like a vacuum maybe, or if he gives you like a nicer gift.
Mateo's Taurus rising, not to accept people popping up. The relationship lessons is the south node in your 7th. So it's a boundary issue. Are they matching your value? If they're undermining you, trying to use you, don't. If they admire what you bring to the table, accept it. And the card that we have is the Page of Wands. So there's excitement. You're being hit with excitement for the perspective of how awesome these relationships can be, but don't get so excited you forget to discern. It's almost like a false excitement that can be upright, but you don't want to be promised the wrong things. So it can be positive, but it's really more of a test.
She said he already got me a vacuum.
Damn.
I feel like maybe she said that in the past. I'm telling you, go with the later date that I gave you. That's definitely going to be the time to reach out to him. You're going to pack more of a punch. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you straight. Page of Wands, 10 of Cups. It's this promise of like, oh, it could be the happily ever after. But is it? You know what I mean? Like, you want to make, the test is to make sure that what people promise you, they follow through. Because it could go upright. But it's just leading forth with the Neptune trine with so much more process. As Taurus risings, we have Neptune in our 11th. And that's friends promising more than they can deliver. So make sure they put in that work, you know? Really good question, because that's the Taurus rising lesson. What relationships can we trust and what can't we trust? And that's going to have a lot to do with the integrity of, because people will see you, but then it's what effort are they willing to maintain that? Okay, that Page of Wands, 10 of Cups is like the initial excitement, but no work behind to maintain it. So it really can be positive, but it's truly a test with this retrograde energy. So
Jessica Martinez donated her reading. She got us a cheese and cracker fund.
Boopy.
So I just want to say thank you for your donation, and I'm gonna do a pick a card reading.
Shout out to
so I will put the cards. I will split the deck. We've got 1, 2, 3. So we've got 3 different piles. I'll let you guys focus on this, and then I'll do a general reading for everybody. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Think about your question. This is going to be a donated reading. Everybody who needs a reading or insight. Big thank you to Jessica.
Thank you, Jess.
And we've got Wendy and KMA on deck, so we'll see you soon. What's up, Kobe?
Thank you, okay.
We are fun.
It's for you.
Let's get a collective banana pajama guy reading.
And I'll overlace that with my sex reading. Listen to Are you getting some this week? We're gonna find out.
So those of you guys who are just tuning in, you want to get a reading, check out the QR code right next to me. You can scan that for a donation. $20 for 1 card, $40 for 3. Ask whatever you want. Banana hammock reading. Can you imagine that? Fuck. Oh boy. All right, here we go. So this is going to be a general reading for everybody. If you picked number 1, you've got the 10 of Pentacles reversed with Judgment reversed.
That's some life-changing, awakening Kundalini sex.
But that's also questioning, are you going to be able to hold on to something long-term? Like, is this, like, sustainable in the long term? Like, what's it going to cost you? Is it going to hang around for a long period of time? Are you using your best judgment when it comes to what or who you're investing your time or your energy into, and is it going to play out for the long run?
Shout out to you, Rachel.
I see the 10 of Pentacles reversed still as a positive card. I think it's just realizing that the future is really far off and it's like too soon to tell. So like not judging a book by its cover or not jumping to conclusions or making assumptions that anything has to be forever.
Mateo, email me at thepeacedealer@gmail.com. I have a 50% off discount code just for you.
I'm getting Godiva chocolate visuals. A lot of people are saying pile number 2 or pile number 3. So if you picked pile number 2, we've got the Knight of Wands reversed. Oh!
Sneaky link!
With the 7 of Swords.
Some of y'all gonna do some sneaky link sex. Sneaky link.
It makes me wonder, like, are some of you guys feeling psychically or energetically connected to somebody else on the side? That is temptation at its finest.
Are y'all sneaking to have sex with someone?
Knight of Wands reversed with the 7 of Swords.
Yeah, Knight of Wands
like
is a sneaky linker.
You're thinking about it. You're like, it's
Whose
there.
wife or husband are you having sex with? Just let us know. What's up? Or girlfriend or boyfriend.
Or you're thinking about texting them, or you're like, oh, do I go back there?
Right.
I'm always a little iffy about knights in general because they're dedicated to their cause, because they get on their horse and they ride into the sunset. But
Knight of Wands trying to get in your pants.
well, especially with the reversal with the 7 of Swords, it's like
You getting caught too.
You can go there, but you might get caught. You can
Getting
go there,
caught.
but you might.
No, you are getting caught. Like, it is what it is. But the Knight of Wands does not care if he gets caught. He got the burner on him, so he's
And
like,
he's
what's
quick
up?
though. He's in and out, you know. So
Right.
it's like it's going to be a quick opportunity. But this is also saying, can you trust it? Like, something about the Knight of Wands
Shout out
reverse
to
makes
Ruby.
me feel like that's like crabs or something. With the 7 of Swords, it's like he's in and he's out, but
Wrap
he
it up.
yeah, just, oh.
He leaves you something to
He
remember.
leaves you something to remember him by.
Yeah.
Right? It's
Oh, yeah.
risky sex, and not in a sense of getting caught. It's like,
Kaylee, you and me both. Oh,
People are
snap.
saying, let's go pile number 3.
Ooh. Hey,
Ace
the
of Pentacles
Hermit.
reversed, and the Hermit card, Virgos and Virgo placements or Earth placements. It's like holding out for quality stuff. It's being like, I don't know if I'm ready to come out of hiding for that.
True. Plus,
know?
this is sex that no one knows you having with anyone because you don't kiss and tell. So
Or sacred,
yeah,
sexual healing.
it's like hermit sex.
Makes me feel like there's a sense of like feeling something out to make sure it's like solid before you say anything. There's a sense of kind of either maybe keeping it to yourself or kind of a sense of like reestablishing your values, especially if you have Virgo placement, sun, moon, rising, or earth placements in general. Can be talking about a month of purification, grounding, clarity, cleaning out, realizing your worth before you kind of get back out there. Like how you're able to make lemonade out of a situation that in some cases the hermit can kind of feel a little isolated or kind of like iced out or alone. Yeah, everything's reversed. Hi, welcome to Mercury retrograde. Like, does this surprise you at all?
No.
This retrograde has been fucked so far.
It's also, some of you might pay for sex, but it's also, it's also, you know what I'm saying? Something like your own technique that you're fleshing through, like your own pocket and your own type. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of you will finally break through in your own way to kind of do it the way you want to do it.
Some of the comments, I love all like the female heathens in the chat. It's
Love
nice
them.
to know it's not just me.
By the way, Candace is going to give me a love reading live. So.
Oh my God! Enter all the thirsty women have entered the chat.
Yay, yay, yay.
I'll give you a reading. Do you want me to give you a reading? Who else do we have here? We have Jessica. Thanks for the donation. We've got Wendy and Kaylee. Let's see who else do we have. We definitely have time for. Okay, so we got 3 people. All right, so I'm going to read Mike really quick, and then we'll move on to the next people.
Oh, nice.
Cut the deck.
Yeah.
Cut it again. Okay, now put it back together in any order.
Boom, 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 boom. Nice.
No particular question. You just want a love reading?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Whoa. I wanted 7 specifically, so
Beautiful.
hope you don't mind. 7 of Cups, Ace of Wands, 3 of Cups reverse. So to me, it seems like you feel like you're cheating on somebody or something, or there is a sense of like a third energy coming in and like kind of being a little confused. Like, oh, if I shift gears, like, am I not manifesting something that I was like aiming on. Or,
I'm
like,
contemplating cheating on my imaginary wifey. Yeah, this is true.
So 7 of Cups coming up, talking about options and kind of like all these different doors that you can open, or kind of feeling like there's other doors or other portals of opportunity that are opening.
It's like the person I'm into might not really be aware of me, so it's like, do I move on from her, or?
Well, the Ace of Wands and the 3 of Cups reversed is basically saying like there's other things that are showing up right now that are showing up very quickly that can be connections, and it's talking about a variation of connections through different people or different places, but it's also saying like moving forward and seeing what else is out there is not necessarily shutting down any potential connections to what you've been manifesting.
Venus is on my Mars. I didn't even notice that. Okay.
Yeah, and I think with the 8 of Swords coming up, it's like feeling like, okay, I have to break the cycle. So it can even mean like kind of getting back on the horse, whether it's like dating or connecting with somebody or having sex, and breaking out of that period of like feeling isolated or alone. Maybe it's becoming too comfortable with the idea that love has to be hard or unobtainable.
Yeah.
And you're breaking out of that. I like these cards coming up, especially the Knight of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Ace of Pentacles.
After the 8 of Swords.
It does talk about like the energy of travel being something that's really positive for you, because it's like helping you kind of get into the swing of physically showing up and connecting with people, and like opportunities that allow you to let other people see you, not like be hiding, you know, because like the air element usually can kind of like be like very detached, but the Nine of Pentacles I think is playing on your Capricorn moon, and with the Wheel of Fortune and the Ace of Pentacles, it's saying physical things are going to manifest, like odds are in your favor, especially any energy that's associated with Earth or Sag, because there's like a lot of like fire and earth that's coming up. You have 2 aces,
Right.
so I think what's really interesting is that it's saying like it's about kind of getting the show on the road and showing up more physically and seeing like what travel or like what Jupiter presents you with.
Yeah, and been working on being more accepting, and Jupiter always comes through. Shout
But
out to
also like
Sagittarius.
look at this card though, with this Knight of Pentacles, you have like, you know, like the maiden that's like kissing the hand of the knight. This is, of all of the different knights, the only one that has a woman in it.
Ooh.
And it's about her
That's a Virgo.
seeing that somebody is like stable and like connected and
Right.
like reliable, and like she's kind of like showing up. So it makes me feel like
You paid for dinner? Oh my god. And for rent? You paid for rent? We're not gonna go half on bills? Nah, baby. I got you.
I'm excited to see what happens, because I feel like you're gonna have somebody who's gonna like keep like following you. Kind of like following you around.
Like consistent.
Yeah. Like they'll keep following up, or they'll keep following with you.
Love that. This looks like something's budding, guys.
Michael, I'm in shock.
All right.
Yo, Mike, it's not cheating when our significant other is fucking an anime character. Bro, go get laid. I'm drinking LaCroix. I have to. It's my guilty habit.
Touche.
I like the like I love soda, but I can't drink it all the time anymore. So I feel like that's my carbonation goodie. All right, let's get back into who we have here. We have Wendy. Do you want to take Wendy?
Yeah, I got you.
She has 3 cards, and she says, any message from spirit this eclipse season. Thank you.
Pay them bills. Yep. Boy, dude. That's what I'm here for, boo. All right, so we have the 7 of Wands. We have the 3 of Pentacles. We have the Empress. You might be backing down on something you should not back down on, because the 3 of Pentacles, the Empress, is teamwork of making abundance come through. 3 of Swords is some heartbreak or betrayal behind it. And I feel like with the 7 of Wands reversed, you allowed certain people to maybe try and make you apologize for something you had no business apologizing for. 7 of Wands is backing down. You shouldn't back down. 7 of Wands is victory. So reversed, I like that these are upright, because this is talking about really coming into abundance with commercial transactions. But I feel like you're defending a project you're working on that you wanted to give up, that you need to resurrect. So that's the message I have for you. What did you give up on?
It's a glow. That's a real glow up there.
It is. Like, revisit that, because you kind of stopped something that the peer pressure forced you to stop that you should have never stopped. And once you pick that back up and put this back around, stand up for it, you coming into abundance. So that's beautiful.
Let's see. KMA, 3 card. What am I being asked to learn this eclipse season? Scorpio moon, Aries sun. Love you guys. We love you too. All right, so you got a Scorpio moon, Aries sun. So you're my inverse, huh? All right, so let's take a look and see what this eclipse season is teaching you, KMA. Ooh, Wheel of Fortune, 10 of Cups, 7 of Cups. It's teaching you that there is limitless possibility and opportunity. What an interesting time to have all this Mars activation. You know that Aries naturally creates an in conjunctor quincunx to Scorpio. So the more that you're feeling the Aries vibes, the more it brings out the Scorpio. It's kind of bittersweet for Aries placements right now because you have Jupiter in your sign, so it is promising new beginnings, especially for you personally, your creativity, your joy, your career. But also the eclipse is happening 8 signs to your sun, where your moon happens to be, is about how you move through emotional shifts, right? How do you reflect on emotional shifts? I know your ascendant, but if we think about it from Aries, right? Cancer rules, your natal 4th house. So changes and transformations in your family, letting go of certain possessions within your home, saying goodbye to certain emotional patterns that are toxic, that aren't healthy for you, right? Moving away, letting go, purging your house, things like that. Really letting go of the past, and where that relationship with life and death, they really need each other. That's very much what about the eclipses are in Scorpio and Taurus. Taurus is life, Scorpio is death. And where you're willing to release and let go, it's creating space for you to build more stability, more security. Sag rising, fuck. Sag risings are getting their asses kicked between the eclipses happening in your 6th and also your 12th. And then I also think about the fact that there's like a retrograde going on. If your moon is natally in your 12th and your sun's in your 5th, whole sign, right? Whole sign 5th. Okay, 4th, Aries. This tells me that you're coming home to yourself, and this is going to be about how you're honoring your own inner child, your own inner artist. You're focusing on what makes you happy. You're trying to create more joy, warmth, happiness, and independence within your personal private space and what you create of that. So your home is going to, in many ways, be your canvas. Whether you want to put art up on the wall, you want to paint something, you want to buy a house, you want to renovate, you want to create a whole room that's just for playtime. Whatever it is, it's so important for you to be bringing so much color into your home and into your life and really making it your own. You will also realize through these eclipses that there is a need to kind of emotionally release and let go, especially of the idea of what home and family life used to be. There can be a lot of you reflecting on where you lived, what it was like when you were a kid, what your parents used to do, but you're creating new lifestyle changes for yourself. You're creating new rituals and also routines for yourself and for your own personal family. And I also feel like with the 7 of Cups, it's opening up to all these new ideas of I could change this. I could respond differently to this, right? It is possible for me to be able to kind of shift the status quo and being a little bit more open and I think whimsical with where you could live or how you could live in general. The fact that the Wheel of Fortune comes up with the 10 of Cups reversed, it's kind of saying even though it's been bittersweet, it's for the better, and it's really getting you more, it's opening you up emotionally and also intuitively. So there is some sense of softening, right, that's going on with some of the Neptune conjunctions that are happening in your 4th house. It makes you a little reminiscent, you might focus on the past a little bit. And I think probably the last couple of days could have felt a little emotional with some of the connections going on there, but hopefully that's helpful. I think it's really good, and I think you're going to really love it when Mars goes into Aries, because you're going to be yeah! You're going to feel it.
Shout out to Mars and Aries. Mm-hmm.
Who else we got here?
Tiffany.
We got Tiffany Lee. Tiffany says, 3-card reading. My progressed Mercury and Moon are conjuncting my natal moon, and my mind and nerves are overstimmed, and I want to know what's going to happen and how next to move. Love you guys.
So we got the Page of Cups, we got the 5 and the 6 of Pentacles, which I love because this is like the starving artist, but it's more so like, I like the 5 coming before the 6 because the 6 of Pentacles is philanthropy. You see the 2 people who are literally broke as fuck in the 5 being assisted by the 6. So there's financial assistance available, especially with the Page of Cups, which is new feelings, new love, a new inspiration, okay? And I feel like this is you tapping into this post-transformation, moving forward from whatever you passed through this death in order to start back from scratch. I don't know what context this is in, so this could be totally 2 different people, but the message I'm getting here is whatever loss, because the 5 of Pentacles is a loss, whatever loss you have is going to be balanced back. If you're in need of financial assistance, it's there for you, right? And yeah, astrology questions, that's genius. We should be able to take astrology questions.
I do that on my channel. I alternate. Every other Saturday I do tarot or astrology. So like this last Saturday I did 3 hours of live astrology readings because it was the night before the eclipse.
Yeah.
So if you guys want, we can definitely try doing those on the lives for sure.
If you're the one offering assistance financially, because the Page of Cups is a new creative endeavor for philanthropy, you're going to have a lot of people coming to you for this help, and it's going to start a movement. So I just love the symbolism of 5 and 6 all upright coming together because this is a natural progression. And I'm not sure how the Page of Cups plays out for you, but this is a new love. What do you feel about that?
I feel like it can be about a Scorpio coming in too, and this can be talking about some like emotional
hopefully not a
change and transformation that kind of comes in. So you start to become more aware of like what you deserve,
right?
Like moving out of a sense with that 5 of Pentacles, graduating to the 6 of Pentacles is like you don't have to beg for things. You should just know inherently what you're meant to have or what your worth is.
And the Page is still a baby. It's still newness. So there's still a lot of like development with what's progressing.
Yeah. I would also say like something that might be coming off the backs of these eclipse cycles, because this could be talking about Scorpio.
Hopefully it's not a homosexual who wants, a place to stay. Hey, I love you, baby. Can I room with you?
Oh my God, people are laughing about this. Yeah, we can switch it up. We can definitely do that if you guys want to do
astrology.
You guys want to do astrology? For sure. I'd be down to do that. I love doing astrology readings on the fly.
Shout out to you, Spacebug. What's your sun, moon, and rising, Spacebug? J.Lo and Kaylee.
Here we go. So we got Kaylee. How's my vocation career looking? Lunar eclipse was right on my MC Pluto, opposite my Taurus sun. I'm a Cap rising. Thanks, guys. Well, if you had an eclipse conjunct your midheaven with Pluto opposite your sun, there is a release and letting go of one identity to go deeper into your own personal home, your personal space, maybe a home business. If you're a Cap rising, then what is that? Leo rules. I'm trying to think. I'm having like a mind blank. Yeah, okay. So change and transformation, maybe something that deals with like real estate, maybe something that might deal with like a home business, a family business, property, investments.
Sure. Yeah. Oh, we got a pure goat. That's what's up.
Yeah. All right. So I'm just visual. Sorry. So how might that affect you? Let's take a look. There's going to be a new. There's going to be a bunch of like the eclipses that are happening in the fall. Like I'm already looking at them. They all aspect Venus. So if you have like really strong Scorpio signatures in your chart, like on an angle or a lot of planets, pay attention for that, because that's going to be like the new cycle that's going to be starting. So a full moon eclipse in the 10th is like maybe realizing like you're growing out of a certain occupation and it's time to go deeper and transform that, and you need to like go inward within yourself at home with your family and start thinking about what else you would like to do. But look for those physical changes to start happening around Scorpio season. Interesting. How many times has the Wheel of Fortune come up?
Really?
It how many times? Like 4 or 5 times now?
At least.
I mean, it keeps coming back up. So the Hangman coming up reversed, I think, is saying like feeling like you're in a spot where you can't make a move yet, or that you can't quite release or let go of something yet, that there is a need for you to kind of like stop and think about it before you make any big decisions. This can also be like you getting stuck in a position of fear and kind of being like, if you wait too long, you can miss a moment of opportunity. But you're in suspension waiting because you're like, okay, it's not the right time for me to make a move yet. Page of Swords in the Wheel of Fortune makes me wonder, what is it that you're wanting to study? What are you learning? What are you believing in? Maybe there's something going on here where you're starting to think more about being like, okay, am I going to travel somewhere? Am I going to do like a program? Am I going to start teaching? Am I going to find a mentor? Is there going to be something that's going to kind of pop up that's going to kind of give me the next step in this plan? Now, if you're a Cap rising and you're having eclipses that are taking place in Taurus, even though it's your 4th house, it's your whole sign 5th. So it can be like a hobby or a side hustle that can actually develop into a business, something that you're designing or creating, something that's beauty or maybe even art. So I'm wondering, like, what are you able to kind of integrate? Do you have an interest in like doing intuitive work or metaphysical work? Do you have an interest in property, real estate, gardening, cooking, interior design? Is there anything like that that comes up for you? And really look at this, because Pluto rules your midheaven. So you need to change and transform, but what you're realizing is that it's not about so much your career right now. It's more about your beliefs and like what you're doing on the inside. So I would say a lot of this is probably going to be about finding a teacher, finding a mentor, studying with somebody, starting the process of seeking, right? Page of Swords, making those connections, reaching out to people. I think it's also possibly going to be something that deals with like communication. So you may want to look at what's going on with some of your Mercury transits. Just knowing what I'm knowing, the fact that you have a Mercury retrograde that's going from Taurus back into Gemini is definitely going to be kind of painting a picture that's like, okay, well, what direction am I going in? What do I need to be going back to? What do I need to be kind of like reorganizing? So you might find an answer like in a book, or you might find it in something you see on the internet, or something that you kind of like end up picking up and reading that really kind of strikes your fancy. But yeah, more of the career stuff's going to really physically start to shift when you have the eclipses in the fall. So look for that at the end of October, beginning of November.
Beautiful.
We're calling last call for readings. So if you guys want to make your purchase, get your purchase in, or your donation, we have got Jacqueline, 1 card for J.Lo.
1 card for Kaylee, 3 for J.Lo, and then 3 cards for the collective.
Oh, okay, cool. Got it.
I'll pull one
Thank
for
you.
Kaylee. So Kaylee, we also have the 5 of Swords. The Page of Swords on top of this is mediating gossip and just dumb people trying to get a reaction from you. This is very mental energy, very retrograde energy, very miscommunicative energy that you're dealing with. So just don't give in to gossip, because you could be right, but it's an empty victory. Just be mindful that this miscommunication is just for the purpose of your reaction. And not to be so, don't take serious whatever's being said about you.
Oh, she
Basically.
said, lots going on in the gardening home business area. Girl, keep going into that. There's something there. You might be like able to do a business revolving around like plants, or maybe like nursery stuff. I think of something like that maybe. Thanks, Brandy. Welcome to level 1. Thanks for supporting us. Just want to say hi, Ruby. What's going on? Oh my gosh, what is going on with this thing? Hey, SW. Hey, Susan. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so back to J.Lo. So you picked for Kaylee. Let me pick 3 cards for J.Lo. Happy belated birthday, girl. And then we'll pick a card for the collective.
You could do that one too.
Okay. So we've got 1, 2, 3 for J.Lo.
Kaylee, I'm so glad that was accurate for you. It's just a lot of just info.
4 of Swords, Emperor, reverse, Death card. Whoa. What is going on? These are some big energies. When you have 2 majors coming up in a spread, it's like really reiterating the energy of the 2 cards. So this is very like Mars Aries, Jupiter Aries. This is very much about the Scorpio eclipse. There's a couple different ways that I can read this. You're going to have to kind of like let me know how to interpret this. Number 1, I'm hoping I'm hoping there is not a sense of there being like an older parent, masculine, like father figure that's having health issues. I hope that that's not the case. Can you confirm that? Usually when we see Four of Swords coming up with the Death card, sometimes that can be talking about like a funeral energy. Not always physically, sometimes it can be releasing and letting go and like letting go of something. It can be about letting go of like old outdated career goals. Or feeling like you're disconnecting from somebody who's like had some kind of power or control over you, right? So like the Emperor reversed with the Death card can basically be saying like you're choosing not to be reactionary, you're choosing not to be angry, you're choosing not to react to a nasty boss, you're cutting somebody off who has had some kind of domination or power over you. Maybe it's something you've been afraid of. Maybe it's something that you feel like you have always had as a burden. Oh, he's on the other side. Okay. So on the other hand, because these two cards do talk about death, pay attention if you have any dreams connected to a father figure, if he's coming in any way.
Wow.
Yeah.
Four of Swords is the funeral card.
Yeah.
And death. Damn.
Yeah.
Candace don't miss, y'all.
And I'm also wondering, there can be some like significant like time period of passing or some significant like anniversary or like death or anything like that you could be celebrating, and that he starts showing up while you're sleeping. But I have a feeling that looking at these cards, it's more about like letting go of something that you've had a power struggle with, or kind of realizing that maybe you're hitting a dead end with something where you feel like you're giving your power away, or something is taking away the ability for you to feel like you have choice or you have freedom, and you're finally hitting a wall being like, that's it, I'm not going to let this have control over me anymore. Ironically, when the Emperor comes up reversed with the Four of Swords, the answer is not to push harder. It's not to keep like trying to break past that barrier. It's about actually taking time to rest and recuperate and to heal. Oh shit, he's a Scorpio. So yeah, there can be messages from Dad, but I think this is about you taking a different path forward when it comes to either exercising your freedom, anything in regards to your career, feeling like you can be more assertive, and it's not pushing through right now, because this can be talking about exhaustion, like literally needing to take a sidestep, relaxing, reflecting. If you are a Taurus, I think you are, you're right, like you said, the 23rd when Taurus season starts, probably what's been happening since these eclipses is this realization that's like, oh shit, I need to invest in me. Like I need to focus on what's going on with me, like my health, my wellness, my body, my drive, my direction. And I know that a lot of Taurus placements are getting it from all angles with not just Saturn, but also with the eclipses and Uranus in your sign. So if you're feeling this, if you're feeling the need to kind of push back and create change, and if you're having issues particularly with authority right now and you're wanting to kind of change your relationship with authority figures, then I would recommend taking time to rest, recuperating, and rechanneling those energies so that way you can start responding to things differently. This can also be talking about just like major death and rebirth cycles that are going on. Like I said, either with your relationships with men, being more so open to that, kind of clearing certain people out to bring in more empowering figures, or your career. And yeah, look for messages that might come from Dad, who's a Scorpio, who's on the other side. So let us know. Once again, happy belated. And also, she wanted to do a reading for the collective. So I will do that as well. Just want to make sure we got everybody. I think we did, yeah. Oh wow, channeled a message from my dad to her. Wow. Uranus at 0 degrees. So you're feeling that Pluto square, baby. You're feeling that Pluto square. So let's see what the collective message is. Thank you, J.Lo. Collective message is 5 of Wands. Overcoming and learning how to not fight back. Mm-hmm. Challenges. I think it's pretty safe to say that, like...
I think it's 3 cards for the collective.
Was it?
Yeah.
Was it 3? Just pass 3 cards for pick a card, Power Collective. Okay. Moving through it. I think the answer right now for a lot of people is to keep on keeping on. I mean, I hate to be like that, but right. It's like...
That's the energy.
That's
too.
the energy of like, that's why we have all these planets that are moving into Aries. It's just like we have to keep going, or we have to kind of find the ability or the courage to keep fighting Five of Wands might be feeling like you're pushing and you keep getting knocked down, or that you keep encountering obstacles or people who are blocking your way. But the Knight of Wands is coming up saying like it's time to kind of get in your horse and charge into battle, or it's time to find a little bit of extra energy or motivation. It's also about passion. So it's going after what you're passionate about. So maybe it's kind of saying like a redirection and focusing on what creatively drives you, sexually, energetically, like what have you. And then the Three of Wands, also a fire energy, which is talking about picking a lane, sticking to it, and getting the show on the road. I keep telling everybody on my channel, the astrology for the next month is being like, okay, just do it. Just get something started. Just get moving. You just have to start the beginning process. Sometimes we get so overwhelmed with like how things are going to go or how something's going to pan out or whether or not something's going to work that we get indecisive and we kind of stall. And I think that with these cards, it's really saying like it's about following our desire, following our passion, following things that are going to be a different path. So a lot of us are carving out a new path in our careers, in our habits, in our patterns, in our relationships, and just getting something initiated. So think about initiating energy. Look at where Aries is in your chart right now, because this is really going to help you. And I feel like all of these wands are saying that the energy is coming at us very quickly. It's moving very quickly. So we have to either like learn how to kind of move with that. Otherwise, we're going to get bombarded, I think.
Bam. Tower of God.
This deck is called the Victorian Romantic deck.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in as always. This is an amazing time to join level 1 like Brandy did, level 2 and 3. J.Lo, I heard you might be coming to Mexico. It would be great to see you there.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. Like your donations, your readings, that you guys purchased, your guys' comments, your memberships. You guys make it possible for us to keep doing what we're doing. You fund this podcast. We want to say thank you so much. Hopefully you guys are doing well with the retrograde and also with the eclipses. If you guys have not already seen our Gemini episode, go and take a look. We talk all about the transits for the next month ahead. Otherwise, we love you guys so much. Leave us comments and share or subscribe to help keep the channel growing. And we'll see you in a couple of weeks' time. Take care.
Whoop, whoop.